Alright everyone, welcome back. I'm brought back to my senses by the pain from my stomach where Assassin hit me. Only Ryder and I are in the temple now. I take a deep breath and try to calm down. Then, I realize that the only pain I feel is in my stomach and back. Instinctively, I know what that means. I endured the dizziness as I head out to the hallway.
待ちなさい。一人で行動するのは危険です。
お前。
This sad music doesn't help either. Oh man. There's no enmity coming from Ryder. It seems she actually came to help me.
お前、どうして。
I don't care why she saved me. More importantly,
お前はシンジのサーバントだろう。なのに、どうして俺を助けてくれたんだ。
I want to go there quickly. So why am I taking my time?
あなたを死なせてはいけないと命じられています。私は主の命に従っただけです。
I see. That's fine. I don't believe her, but it's good that I got an answer. More importantly, I have to hurry and go there. I understand right away that this is the place. The corridor is dead silent. The whole place is destroyed as if a storm passed by. In it, a small red stain on the only part of the ground that hasn't been destroyed. I can't tell whose blood this is, but my legs lose strength the instant I see it, and I crumple to my knees. I reach out and touch it. The blood is dry and it doesn't stick to my fingers. The only thing that stain tells me is that she disappeared here.
私の役割はあなたを守ることです。シロ。
No! Damn it, why? How many times did I hear that line? Those words were her comfort and a source of worry. She only cared about me, and she never said anything about protecting herself. I scratch at the mark. SEIBA fought here and fell here. That's what happens in battle. I knew before I made a contract with her that this would be a battle to the death. I accept the fact that and took her hand, and she merely answered me. The girl who protected me even though she was smaller than me. When I told her I wanted to put priority on the Black Shadow over the Holy Grail, she simply nodded, ignoring the premonitions of her end. And this is the result. I lost her, lost my rights as a master, and I'm back to being just an amateur. I'm now alone, with no means of fighting. I have to carry through with what I have to do.
なあ、行かないと。
I slowly rub the bloodstain one last time. That's it. I don't bow or thank her, and let my fingers go. Pain assails my left hand and it disappears. The moment I acknowledge her death and say goodbye, the command spell on my left hand disappears without trace. One does not lose the command spell just because one has lost his servant. It only disappears when the magus loses his right to be a master.
そうか。つまり俺は。
I don't know what happened here tonight. There's only one certainty. I lost SEIBA and lost my rights as a master. I leave the Ryudo temple. My stomach and back seem to be wounded badly, but I'm not worried about the pain right now.
送ります。敵がいなくなったとはいえ、夜道の一人歩きは危険ですから。
I step unintentionally. All of Ryder's words tonight are unexpected.
わからないな。それもお前のマスターの命令か。
いえ、そのような命令は受けてはいません。これは私個人の感情です。ただそう思っただけですので、他はありません。
そっか。それなら信じるけど、見送りはいい。俺たちは敵同士だろう。なら、そこまで世話にはなれない。
敵同士。では、 あなたはまだ私たちと戦うつもりですか？セイバーを失った魔術師でもないあなたが。
I don't answer her. First of all, I never said I'm out of this war.
そう。わかりました。せいぜい道中気をつけなさい。
Her long hair flutters. Ryder heads to the mountain gate ahead of me. Is it because she looks so defenseless?
Thank you.
I mutter something I forgot to tell her earlier.
え？
She turns around looking surprised. I'm embarrassed to see her reaction like that, but I have to properly thank her.
あなたは今、何と言いました？
And she's asking me seriously too. It's awkward to stare at her straight on, so I avert my gaze.
だからありがとうって言ったんだ。お前に助けてもらわなかったら死んでただろう。見ての通り今は何も返せない。だからせめて礼ぐらい言っとかないとお前に悪い。
お気になさらず。私は主の命に従ったまでです。主の命が変われば、すぐにでもあなたを殺します。
With those cold and motionless words, Ryder disappears to the mountain gate.
だろうな。だから世話にはならないって言ったんだ。
I start walking after Ryder disappears. I can think later as to why Ryder saved me. It takes an hour to get home. I have to shake off the lingering memory of her in that short time. I return to my house. It's already past 1 o'clock. I put my hand over my mouth as I cough out blood. My stomach still hurts from Assassin's attack, and my back still burns from hitting the wall. I don't know how badly wounded my stomach is, but I bet my back is just scratched. The wounds that healed so quickly before aren't healing at all.
そうか。以前に戻ったんだよな。そりゃ。
When I had my contract with SEIBA, wounds healed themselves, but that's lost. Even a slight wound could prove fatal now.
先輩。
Then, when I go into the front hallway, I find Sakura waiting for me.
あれ、さくら、どうしたんだこんな夜更けに。もしかし。
いえ、寝つけなくて夜更かししていたんです。そしたら先輩の靴がなかったからどこかに出かけたのかなって。
なあ、ちょっと出歩いてた。
Come to think of it, the light was on when I came home. Then was Sakura waiting here the whole time?
さくら、ずっと玄関で待ってたのか。
いえ、そんなことないです。ちょっとおトイレに寄っただけで、たまたま玄関にいただけですよ。
She was waiting here. It's been over 3 hours since Saber and I left. Maybe Sakura noticed right away and was waiting here all this time.
それより先輩、お茶にしませんか？こんな時間ですけど、あったかいお茶を飲んでゆっくりすれば元気が出ますから。
I'm surprised. Sakura's really pushy right now. I must really look terrible if she's forcing herself to act this way.
ああ、頼む。それと、ただいま。さくらに声をかけずに出歩いてすまなかった。
I take off my shoes and go into the hallway. I hold my aching stomach and head to the living room, with me in front of her.
はい、おかえりなさい、先輩。
Sakura looks relieved. I wince with pain but lie on the cushion and bear it. Excuse me. The disinfectant keeps stinging my back. The sizzling sound makes it feel like I'm getting my back scorched.
さくら、痛い。消毒薬はもういいから、傷口を拭いてガーゼでも貼っといてくれ。
ダメです。背中一面真っ赤なんですから、 ちゃんと消毒しないといけません。それに痛いのは当たり前です。こんな大怪我をして帰ってきたんですから、少しは我慢してください。
Is it because of the archery club or Fujin that she's merciless towards injured people?
先輩、他に痛むところはありますか？
あ、いや、怪我したのは腹と背中だけだ。他は何ともない。
そうですか。なら、あとはガーゼを当ててテーピングするだけですね。
Sakura handles the first aid kit with practiced ease. She looks so intent on it that I don't know what. Excuse me, that I don't want to interrupt. Well, let's explain why this is happening. It's because I threw up the tea I drank because it stung my stomach. I didn't want Sakura to find out, but that gave it away. I had no choice but to tell her how badly I was hurt, and now she's treating me. Well, she wasn't that much of a devil to begin with.
怪我ってお腹ですか？
When I showed her my stomach, she was blushing so badly that she couldn't treat me.
さくら、本当にいいのか？手当てなら自分でできるし、無理しなくていいぞ。それに背中はもっとひどい。
大丈夫です。やります。やらせてください。
She was so flustered that I half expected her to faint when she saw the wound on my back.
先輩、そのお洋服脱いでください。
I didn't want to stop Sakura since I couldn't treat my own back. I did as I was told and let her treat me. Still, it was so bad that she couldn't do anything for a while. She stared at it for a few minutes and started treating me after a gulp.
行きます。
That was 20 minutes ago. It's past 2 o'clock now. Sakura's careful treatment is about to end.
はい、終わりました。新しいシャツを用意しましたから、こっちを着てください。
ああ、もう終わったのか。サンキュー、さくら。
いえ、先輩もお疲れ様でした。
I put on the new shirt and take a deep breath. There's nothing to be done about my stomach, but my back feels much better. I'll sleep face down tonight, and hopefully, it'll be better tomorrow.
さて、それじゃ寝るか。こんな夜更けに起こしてすまなかったな。
いえ、そんなことはないんですけど。
Sakura hangs her head. It seems like she wants to say something but can't.
さくら、俺がいない間に何かあったのか？
先輩、セイバーさんは帰られたんですか？
I get dizzy for a second.
セイバーさんは帰られたんですか？
When I hear the words from someone else, the reality of it finally sinks in.
ああ、急な話だけど、あいつは帰った。もう戻ってこない。
I endure my dizziness and answer calmly. It's not like it's a stupid question. Of course she would think something happened if Saber, who was here 4 hours ago, is gone. But I have to put on a strong face and act like nothing's wrong.
セイバー、最後にさくらのことを言ってたよ。さくらは思い詰めるタイプだから、もっと気楽に行けってさ。
そうですか。セイバーさんとは仲直りしたばかりだったのに、お別れを言えなかったのは残念です。
I can't even nod to that. Saber disappeared before I could even say goodbye. The fact makes my heart feel so heavy that I want to vomit. A collaborator for only 6 days. My partner for only 6 days. How can I repay her, the one who was my sword for only 6 days?
でもよかった。あの人が来てから、先輩、怪我してばかりだったから。
Well, not
こ
for
れで今まで通りですね、先輩。
I was gonna say, not for Shiro. He's not gonna give up.
そうですよね。何をしていたかは聞きませんけど、先輩はセイバーさんのために出歩いていたんでしょ。けどそのセイバーさんも帰ってしまったんですから、先輩が危ない目に遭うこともないじゃないですか。
いや、セイバーがいなくなっても夜に出歩くのは続けるけどな。セイバーに付き合ってたんじゃなくて、俺がセイバーを付き合わせてたんだから。
I stand up. My tension is gone now that the treatment is over. I'm getting really sleepy.
先輩。
おやすみ、さくら。それと今の話な。明日からもっと家を留守にするだろうけど、さくらは今まで通りここを使ってくれ。今夜みたいに帰りが遅くなる時もあるけど、気にせずちゃんと眠ること。さっきみたいにずっと玄関で待ってるってのはなしだぞ。
はい。おやすみなさい、先輩。
I rest my body. I didn't feel it until now, but I'm dead tired. Drowsiness overtakes me the moment I lay down. But before I do so, I glare into the darkness to prepare myself. What SEIBA lost against, and what I should be fighting. I have to accept them here and now. It hurts just to think about it. My body is trembling and my mind is about to loose against anger or fear.
俺が戦うべき相手。
It's that shadow. That thing that attacks people without discrimination. The black shadow that even SEIBA and Archer fear. I know its certainty even though I didn't see it. That is why I defeated SEIBA. Assassin cannot defeat SEIBA. So if there is something at that temple that can defeat her, it's that shadow. I have to beat the thing that beat SEIBA. On top of that, I'll have to deal with Mato Zoken and Assassin. Zoken said there's no more use for me now that I'm no longer a master. But so long as I stay in the Holy Grail War and search for the shadow, Zoken will continue to haunt me. A shiver runs through my body. SEIBA's not with me anymore. I have no miracle that heals my wounds, and the only weapon I have is magic as a half-assed magus. I know this is reckless, suicidal choice.
でも戦うと決めた。正義の味方になるって言ったんだ。
I lost SEIBA because of that. I walked in Kiritsugu's steps ever since the fire because of that. My only option is to stop that war so such a disaster will not occur again. So this will be the only night that I'll tremble in fear. When my wounds heal and morning comes, I have to act strong so the girl who disappeared can be proud of me. The girl returns to her room. She walks with heavy steps to her bed and sits on it.
先輩、あんな怪我をしたのにまだ。
She doesn't know what happened. The boy looked as lifeless as a starving man and his body was covered with wounds. The golden-haired girl who first appeared here several days ago has not returned. From this, she can tell something has happened that can never be undone. The boy is hiding something and the golden-haired girl will not return as a result. But such things don't matter. For her, such things are trivial. She doesn't know what happened, but it's fine as long as the boy is safe. For her, having Emiyashiro come home is an unparalleled joy.
あれ、今日言えるのかな。
She shivers and brings her hand up to her forehead. It's hot. Her body's burning up and she has to fight to remain conscious. It must be a light cold. She rarely gets sick, but after waiting in the hallway for nearly 3 hours, it's hardly a surprise. So this girl was waiting for at the entrance for that long. With sluggish movement, she reaches over and turns off the light. She lets herself fall to the bed, lacking even the energy to change clothes.
大丈夫。こんなの先輩に比べたら全然だし。
The girl recalls what she saw a few minutes ago. The wounds on his back, almost as if the flesh had been grated. The blackening bruise on his stomach. His eyes still strong and clear in spite of his condition. Her temperature rises as she remembers. The girl pretends not to notice that it stems from the hatred she feels.
痛い。
Yes, she doesn't know who did it, but she can't forgive this person. It's not temporary dislike or annoyance. He has been wounded all this time, but he has stayed beautiful. She cannot forgive anyone that hurts someone important to her.
けど先輩の背中すごかったな。
She reaches out her hand in a daze. It's been a while since she last saw his naked skin so close. When they first met, he was small for a boy and was about as tall as her. But in 2 years since then, he has grown into a man. It's different from when he collapsed from the code. Back then, it was a code and nothing more. Tonight, it was the body of a wounded man.
先輩
Thinking about it causes her to space out. He must train without a day's rest. His body is sturdily built, without even an ounce of useless muscle. His graceful build is like that of an antelope. It has the beauty of having inner strength, one that allows it to jump up the precipices that is not apparent.
胸だって広かったしすごく男の人だった。
Her outstretched fingers run across the chest that is not there. She unconsciously runs her fingers across his body. They run from his chest to the nape of his neck. Crawling across the bedsheets, her fingers travel to the lips and... Her face turns bright red. She quickly pulls her hand back. She even turns her ears red and curls up on the bed. It shouldn't be this embarrassing, but her memory is too vivid. The feel of his skin beneath her fingertips only made her imagination even more concrete.
先輩
She clenches her fingers tightly. Her face, fingers, and body grow feverish. She can only think of one thing. She brings her fist up to her chest as if embracing the sensation remaining in her fingertips.
先輩
She bears the feverish heat boiling up inside her. If she lets this heat overtake her, she will not be able to stop. If that happens, even the single thought she clings to will become unthinkable.
ごめんなさい
The confusion and guilt towards the boy corner her even further. His wounded body, just thinking of the traces of blood on his back, makes her dizzy. The girl who won't be coming back, the realization that, once again, he is all hers. Many lies. The dark emotions, unthinkable for her usual self, draw her down into a darker place as if to show her the joy of waiting her at its depths.
先輩私
Saying that word, she tries to shut out the dark emotions. How long will she be able to keep them out? She hugs herself hard enough to hurt her chest. The thoughts seethe inside the girl's heart. What she's truly glad about, what really relieves her, is that the boy has come back to her.
それだけでいいのに先輩は
But it's not enough. Tonight made that clear. He cares for her, but he tries to protect her by keeping her away.
ダメですダメです先輩私もっと先輩にそばにいてほしくて
She puts her thought into words. She knows it's a greedy wish. It is a wish she never would speak of, a wish that will never come true, and for that reason,
ごめんなさいごめんなさい先輩
she repents aloud. She repents her vulgarity of being pleased that the boy was hurt. She repents that she wasted his efforts to protect her for the sake of her own delight. It must be a betrayal for someone like her to want to be with him. So she apologizes. The repentance and apology cool off her fever. She curls up in bed, soaked with sweat. Her self-loathing awakens her from the strangely excited heat. Though her fever cools, a heavy worry remains. The wounded body. He said he intends to continue fighting even after receiving such wounds.
どうすればいいんだろう先輩このままだともっと大きな怪我をしちゃう
She thinks as her body sweats. Excuse me. It's a worry without an answer, a problem the girl cannot solve. She cannot come up with a way to stop him even if she thinks all night. But
外に出さなければいいんだ。
That sounds like a very dark thought. She reaches a simple answer with a calm voice. Delighted by her sudden insight, she smiles and...
歩けなくなるくらいの怪我をしちゃえば、もう危ない目に遭うことはないですよね、先輩。
I wasn't aware this turned into a movie known as Misery. Whispers to herself with a sigh of relief. It is a room that smells of stone. The light is not artificial but natural. The lamp's flame shines on the man's back and illuminates the parchment in his hand.
教会とやらへの報告書か。お前も忙しい男だな、琴峰。
The voice comes from behind him without revealing its source. The man on the chair, Kotomina Kide, moves on to his next task without the slightest reaction.
ほう。例の簒奪者についてだな。どれ？被害者はすでに57人。うち死亡者は5名ときたか。監督役としてこれは多い方なのか、琴峰。
この段階では何とも言えん。これほど大規模な意識不明事件は初めてだが、それでとどまるのなら問題はない。どちらの教会もこの程度の後処理は承知の上だ。だが
それも今のままのペースならか。どこの誰だか知らんが派手にやってくれる。気づいているのか、琴峰。このまま放っておけばこの町は無人になるぞ。
Kotomina does not answer. He knows what the man wants to say. The strange shadow that appeared in this town. It's only sucking up the life force right now, but the amount is increasing by the day. The abnormality that first surfaced 2 days ago will exceed the regulated allowances in a few days. For the moment, it's only caused his dyspnea, but it should soon be enough to kill even a healthy adult male in one night.
だがその心配は無用だ。素人ではあるまいし、再現を知らぬというわけでもあるまい。
そうかな。あの虫使いはそうでもなさそうだが、あの手の輩は早めに潰さねばたたるぞ。俺とておめおめと町の人間を殺されるのは性に合わぬ。
This statement takes Kotomina by surprise. This man, who does not care about anyone else, is concerned for the people.
驚いたな。どういう風の吹き回しだ、ギルガメッシュ。
驚くことはあるまい。俺以外の者が人を殺めることをよしとはせん。人が人をほふらばつまらぬ財閥で迷おう。その手の苦しみは楽しくもないからな。
なるほど。お前はお前でやはり英霊だな。生の苦より救うために死を使うならば、お前の望みはやはり死か。
当然だ。ここは無意味で無価値なものばかりだからな。一掃するのが正義というものだろう。
His scorning voice is filled with absolute dominance and dignity. The priest does not stop his work as he listens.
なるほど。そう望むのなら、聖杯はお前が使うがいい。お前を打倒する者が現れない限り、聖杯はお前のものだ。
琴峰、お前には望みがないのか。
明確な願いなどない。私にあるものは明確な快楽を欲する己のみだ。
そうか、お前には快楽のみか。